Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are taking a little bit of a detour from our usual content because we are analyzing the anatomy of a truly perfect modern romance. We're looking at an entirely factual, real-life account that genuinely reads like something straight out of a classic storybook. Except, instead of a grand castle, this one takes place right in a modern apartment complex. We're going to break down the meticulous planning, the super intense emotions, and the beautiful culmination of a relationship between a real estate agent and a mechanic. So get ready, because we're stepping into a literal modern fairy tale. Okay, let's dive into this and really picture the setting here. In a beautiful neighborhood, just a super brief 10-minute drive apart, lived our two main characters. And they lived completely separate lives in completely separate spaces. One was in this beautiful house, the other in a really cozy, well-kept apartment. They were literally right down the road from each other, entirely unaware of the magical collision course they were actually on. Honestly, it is just the perfect opening line for a romance, isn't it? Now, the dynamic between these two is the ultimate example of opposites attract. On one side, we have Ellie. She's a slim, thick, 25-year-old real estate agent. She is super elegant, drives a sleek 2006 black Mercedes-Benz, and she absolutely loves wearing these long white skirts with black high heels, always accented by her favorite gold hoops. Oh, and at home, she's got a male black cat named Whiskers. But then, on the other side, we have Tyson. He's a 29-year-old dark-skinned mechanic at a local body shop. He's extremely muscular, very fit, rocks a sharp, wavy fade haircut, and get this, Tyson doesn't even own a car. His style is super grounded, just crisp black t-shirts, jeans, white Nike sneakers, and his signature gold chain. And his pet? You literally can't make this up. A male silver and blue peacock named Toodle. So their styles, their careers, even their choice of pets are completely different. But as you'll see, they're absolutely, perfectly complementary. Let's move to and see how this builds over time, because their relationship timeline is just incredibly sweet. Exactly 1 year ago, on this beautiful sunny day at a local park, they were both just feeding the ducks. That completely random chance encounter led to them exchanging numbers. And over the next several months, they built this really strong bond just going on picnics and walks. Fast forward to 5 months ago, and they officially became boyfriend and girlfriend. Which, of course, brings us to today, the day of the highly, highly anticipated indoor picnic proposal. So the big night finally arrives. Tyson invites Ellie over to his apartment after work for a nice indoor picnic dinner date. Now imagine Ellie stepping out of her sleek black Benz in the parking lot. She smooths down that long white skirt, adjusts those favorite gold hoops, and just kind of smiles at her reflection. She definitely knows they have something special going on. Honestly, it's like a modern princess arriving at a castle as she walks up to Tyson's door. She's even thoughtfully carrying a little bag of treats for Toodle the peacock. She knocks, and the second Tyson opens that door, Ellie's breath just catches. He is looking incredibly handsome in this crisp black t-shirt that perfectly highlights his muscular frame, wearing that signature gold chain. He looks right at her and murmurs, "Wow, Ellie, you look beautiful." His voice is warm and steady, sure, but if you looked really closely into his dark brown eyes right then, you would see this absolutely intense, nervous anticipation just building up inside him. It's exactly the kind of overwhelming nervousness only a man deeply, deeply in love experiences right before he changes his entire life. And this brilliantly illustrates what happened next. As the door clicks shut behind her, Ellie actually gasps. Tyson had completely transformed his nice apartment. It was literally like he cast a spell for the perfect proposal. He had this path of red rose petals scattered all across the floor. Candles were everywhere, providing this gorgeous soft illumination. Right in the center of the living room, there's this huge plush blanket spread out. And yeah, he even made absolutely sure Toodle the peacock was behaving, perched quietly over in the corner, his silver and blue feathers just gleaming under the candlelight. So Tyson takes her hand and leads her over to the blanket, and waiting right there is a massive bouquet of fresh flowers and a basket stuffed with all their absolute favorite picnic treats. They have this gentle music playing softly in the background, and they just spend the next hour laughing, eating, and reminiscing about that very first day feeding the ducks. Tyson is just sitting there completely mesmerized. He's listening to Ellie talk all about her real estate listings, and he's just absolutely loving the way her dark brown curls bounce around as she speaks. But as the evening wears on, the atmosphere in the room really begins to shift. The background music deliberately slows down to this very soft, incredibly romantic melody. Tyson clears his throat. He reaches out, and he gently takes both of Ellie's hands in his own. That light, playful picnic energy, it completely dissolves into something so deeply intimate and profoundly serious. Now, stop and really think about this for a second. Tyson is a professional mechanic, right? He spends his entire day at the body shop working around heavy, dangerous machinery and these massively powerful roaring engines. He is a very strong, capable guy. But in this quiet, candlelit room, just holding Ellie's hands, his heart was racing faster than any car engine he had ever fixed. I mean, that detail from the source material is just incredible. It so perfectly highlights the raw, heart-pounding vulnerability of a tough guy who is just incredibly nervous simply because he cares so deeply. So, the crucial point is what happens next. In the total quiet of the room, looking super deeply into her light brown eyes, he tells her that these past 5 months have literally been the happiest of his entire life. He confesses that he knew she was the one from the exact moment they exchanged numbers at the park. He praises her kindness, her intelligence, and tells her how she brings so much light into his world. And then, the ultimate declaration. He looks at her and says he never wants to live 10 minutes away from her ever again. Hearing this, Ellie's heart just flutters, and her hand instinctively reaches up to touch her matching gold bracelet. And then comes the truly breathtaking moment. Tyson physically shifts from his seat on that plush blanket and drops right down onto one knee. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out this small, black velvet box. He opens it up, revealing a totally gorgeous diamond ring that is just sparkling right crazy under the flickering candlelight. Looking up at her, he asks, "Ellie, will you do me the honor of making me the happiest man alive? Will you marry me?" The emotion in that room just completely boils over. Tears of pure joy are spilling down Ellie's cheeks. Faced with a man she absolutely loves, right in the middle of this perfectly curated fairy tale setting, she doesn't hesitate for a single second. Her answer to him is just this enthusiastic, totally overwhelming affirmation. Yes, Tyson, 1,000,000 times yes. And honestly, just like that, the incredibly heavy weight of all of Tyson's nerves instantly vanished, completely replaced by this massive ear-to-ear grin. He slips the ring onto her finger, and when you know it, it fits absolutely perfectly. He stands up, catches Ellie by the waist, and lifts her right up into this warm, tight hug as she's just laughing happily. Even Toodle the peacock joined in the celebration. He let out this soft little chirp from the corner, almost as if he was cheering for them too. In that exact moment, they were no longer just boyfriend and girlfriend living 10 minutes apart. They were officially starting their forever chapter. It is just such a beautiful reminder that profound storybook romance really isn't reserved just for fiction or movies. It happens between realtors and mechanics, amidst indoor picnics and, yes, even pet peacocks. By pouring his entire heart and clearly all of his nervous energy into this incredibly thoughtful evening, Tyson created a moment they are never, ever going to forget. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Who says fairy tales don't happen in apartment complexes? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope you found this breakdown as deeply charming as I did. Keep looking for that magic in your everyday life, and I'll see you next time.